Hi everyone, welcome to Mobility. I'm going to give you a short upper body set this week. I'm going to use my orb, but tennis ball or lacrosse ball is fine to start. You can find yourself a wall or the floor. Prefer the wall, and we're just going to work this ball across our chest muscles. So about a half an inch above the nipple. We're going to be going back and forth, digging our weight in to the chest muscle, and then if you can raise your arm up, even better. I'm going to create my arm up top, and then you can take it all the way to the side of your pecs muscle, right almost under your armpit, right? So I'm traveling right to about here and then back, so you get the whole pecs. And like I said, right above the nipple. And then we're just gonna slowly inch up. And the higher you can raise that arm up, the better. Help loosen you up for mobility. If you can't, you can just keep it out here to the side. Or you can go down to your side, but it's harder to get up under that armpit, so better to have it up in the air. And just breathe. I realized we didn't do any sort of warm-up, but that's okay. I'll throw on a warm-up right after this. We'll loosen up our chest muscles just a little bit more. And then just raising it up, really getting all around in there. Stay under the collarbone for sure. I hope everybody's enjoying their week, mid-February. Hard to believe we're just cruising through the year, 10 weeks in already. 10 weeks? No, 6 weeks, I'm bad at math. But still, we're just cruising along before we know it'll be March. And those outdoor workouts will be nice. And it'll be sunny and warm. Alright, I'm going to switch sides. Head on over to my right side. Oh, am I not recording? What happened? Oh, I am recording. I hope you guys saw that. Oh, man. Hold on, technical difficulties. Although you're still working through that left side, the other side. Oh my goodness. Alright, so start with the tennis ball right above your nipple, right at the bottom of your pecs. And then work all the way to under the armpit. And then across the sternum. Work back and forth, and then see if you can work that arm, that hand, up the wall. Again, like I said, you can do this laying down if you don't have a convenient wall. This is a great one for right before you do bench press or push-ups, or if you've been doing a lot of chest workouts, this helps. Just loosen you all up. You can always put your arm down and just get into the front of your shoulder if you want. But then, of course, you did it on one side, you got to do it on the other side, right? Just feels good. Alright, and then I'm going to spin you guys around. Hopefully my recording went okay. I'm going to spin you around, and I'm going to start over here on the mat. Alright, so I'm going to toss up my orb for my foam roller, make a quick trade, and actually just to enjoy that chest stretch a little, let's just do a couple of cobras, get ourselves warmed up. So get yourself face down on the mat. Thumbs are right in line with your chest. Elbows are in, and we're going to look straight ahead, look up, chin up. squeeze in the lower back, and then take it down. Take a breath and push on up into it again. We just get here for 5. I didn't do a big warm-up with you guys today. Hopefully you have a good warm-up. And doing 5 of those, just running through this mobility. And I am having technical difficulties today, aren't I? Let's see. All right, so hopefully this works. I might be re-recording this whole mobility soon. All right, so what I'm going to ask you to do is come on down and lay across your foam roller. Bring your foam roller across your upper back, and just put your hands over your head like you're lounging. Look at the ceiling and get to where the foam roller is going to be right under your armpit, and then roll over onto that, your side, hitting your lat muscle, crushing that, and then come on back, and then rolling over. If you can lean into this, it's good. Get a little up and down movement, back and forth on that, and then come on back, scoot about a half an inch, come on over, and see if you can enjoy that. I'm going to try to take my elbow off the ground so I can get as much weight onto that as possible. If you need a little relief, you can put your elbow on the ground and dig into it, and then that should be pretty chunky. Lifting up or scooting down one more half an inch, rolling over here, and then just giving it a little wiggle to get under that muscle, and then scooting down another half an inch, and oh my goodness, enjoying that pain, which I can feel all the way into my elbows. So good, such a nice deep tissue massage. If you've been doing a lot of rowing, you will appreciate this for sure. And then you can just go back and forth on that, roll around on that, and then we're going to switch sides. I don't know why my camera's going dark. So same thing, I'm just going to roll over for your effect so you can see, but putting this bad boy right across my back, and then rolling over here so the foam roller is right under my armpit, trying to get a little bit of movement up and down, coming back, rolling onto it again, mostly because I need that relief, and then really just trying to get into the edge of that lat muscle. Give it a little up and down, a little back and forth, roll it over, and give it some love again. So really important to take the time out of your workout schedule, or put this into your workout schedule, and do mobility all week. So I think I heard, like, if you work out 6 hours a week, really a third of that time should be mobility time. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's about right. Now, I'm not in the gym as much, so I'm not doing that, but it's certainly, maybe it's a goal for February, right? All right, so when we're finished that, I'm just going to have you, I'll demonstrate this way so you can see, and then we're going to go back down on our bellies, right? And we're going to lay down next to our foam roller, and we're going to put our thumb down here and go right across the bicep, all the way up into the armpit, all the way down to above the shoulder. Now, I don't know if you can see my hand. My thumb is pointing behind me. See? It's behind me. And when I find a nice crunchy spot, I'm going to point it to the ground and then point it behind me. Point it to the ground, point it behind me, trying to work over those bumps. Feeling good. Feeling good. All right. And then you can do a little more back and forth action. Elbow to shoulder, and then look for another little lump, which if you have a lot, you have a lot. And then same thing, thumb behind you, palm facing up, and then roll that thumb on down. If you need the full twist, get the full twist. If you're hitting like a mountain here, stop right at the top of the mountain. Don't go over it, and then go back. All right? Putting as much pressure as you can onto that for 5 or 10, whatever you can bear, and then rolling it out again and looking for another crunchy spot to, oh yeah, that's a good one. So this one, it's a little more in the front, so I'm going to push down on it, and then I don't have to go all the way back behind me. That's a good time. They're working on our biceps. And then really, I'm just, a little kooky, but I am just being grateful that I have my biceps, that I have my arms, that I'm able to use them, and they're able to carry me through the day. Just like I was grateful for my legs last week. I really appreciate that I can use both these arms and get them rolling. All right, so we're going to switch over to the... for me, to my left side. I don't know where you guys are at there. And same sort of motion. Foam roller is on next to you. Scoot on back. Have a fight with the weight bench. And then we're just taking that sort of elbow to armpit. Trying to loosen up that bicep. Put some pressure on it and enjoy the pain. And then, of course, if you need to roll it, if you need to flip that palm, if you have some crunchy spots, palm goes back, thumb points back, and then twist it down to the ground. If you hit a mountain, like I hit a mountain, so I'm not going to point it all the way down. I'm going to point to the back and come to the peak of that mountain, rest for 3, 2, 1, and then go right on back behind me. I'm going to try not to roll over that peak. Just trying to tell my arm, tell that tissue to release it. And then thumb goes back, thumb goes down to the peak of the mountain, but don't go over the mountain. And if you don't have any mountains, man, lucky you. Lucky you. For sure. I'm just going to give a little back and forth action. I'm maybe just going to sit here for a second and push my arm. So really, you can't, like, how do you measure effort, right? So the non-ending question of a teacher. But same thing, how do you measure effort? So this arm isn't just resting on the foam roller, and you guys can't tell. I mean, I am pushing a significant amount of weight and force down into the floor so that I can really get the deep tissue massage. And you're going to want to do the same on that. Looking for mountains, looking for crunchy parts, and then, doing the thumb twist and whatever you need. My right side needed it more than my left for sure. But you tell yourself, you give yourself what you need. All right, so a couple ways we can hit the triceps. This is not the most graceful way, but I see a lot of trainers do it, and it's effective enough. So you can lay flat. I might just to demonstrate, not lay so flat, or lay flat this way. That's the way it works. Someday, by the time I'm a professional at this, you guys will have them all and not need them. Just laying down, finding that tricep, and going up and down on the foam roller on it. Same concept as before. If I find a crunchy spot, if I find a mountain, I can put my head on it and really just push into this massage, right? I'm really pushing down. My thumb is up and I'm looking for thumb movement side to side to roll over any mountains. Now, if you have elbow pain, if you have wrist pain, if you have palm pain, I recommend this. I think that a lot of our tightness in our triceps affects our elbows affect our hands and our palms, and this is just a great way to give them some love, really. Alright, so just back and forth, looking for mountains, and then rotating the thumbs until we find a good spot, and then flipping to the other side. And you know, you spend the time you need on this. Now, I finally brought my weight bench in the house. I've been doing a lot of floor press, and I crushed my triceps yesterday, the day before. So I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this. It's not very comfortable, but I'm still getting the lactic acid out, right? And rotating through. So same thing, you're going to move those thumbs. I'm moving it, pointing it towards you, going up to the ceiling, and pointing it thumbs up to the other wall. Just trying to get over the tricep humps and feel good. All right, so look for a few of those. There may be one real close to your elbow. If you're really diligent, and that one you may be able to move closer to the thumb all the way to the floor. And then really pushing into the foam roller, getting as much weight as you can stand on that. You can use your big old head if you want, like me, and just try to push on into that and release some of your tricep. And if you're me and you have some elbow pain, you'll find spots where you feel this all the way down in your forearm and your fingers. And I think that's a good thing, right? So coming out of that, kind of our last one, you know I love the thread, the needle. So foam roller is, we're up here, foam rollers between your legs. Now you can do a regular thread the needle, right? Just for mobility without the foam roller. But when you add the foam roller, it just gives you an extra little love on the back of that arm. And if you can get it all the way up to your shoulder even, just taking 30 seconds here to rest. You don't have to roll back and forth on it the whole time. You can just find a comfy spot, maybe a spot where your tricep needs some pressure and release, and just lay on it. Give it a little bit of movement back and forth, and enjoy the thread, the needle. And let's see what this camera looks like. I need a professional photographer or some lessons. I don't even, my videography is weak. And we're switching sides. That's it. All right, same thing. Kind of rolling across on this foam roller. Getting as much of my upper arm as I can, really, and then just resting on it. A little forward and back. Can't even imagine how awkward that looks, but I'm sure it feels great. And then that's it. You spend as much time on that as you like, but hopefully you all have a great week and enjoy the second week of February, full week of February.